So I don't think
Okay.
the proposal, I just want to, so make sure, because I think Harley's right. I think the proposal itself, we said, no, we don't want to move forward with it, but I think we wanted to go back and just amend it so that it didn't have that part in it.
Well, I'll tell you what then. Okay, Bailey, I think I recall now what you're saying is what we talked about last month. I'd rather don't have it in front of us, if you know what I mean. That change. If anybody has an objection, we should just until we get that change in front of us. I'd rather just table it till next month.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just wanted to refresh our memories.
Okay. Anybody have an objection to that?
No.
If not, okay. If not, then we'll go to section 11.01G as in loose chick. How's that? Richard, you're up.
Nothing has changed since the last time. I think everybody wanted to absorb that a little bit. This one is kind of simple. It will allow us to issue permits and make things simpler for the county building department, from whom people do have to get permits for demolition. So any structure that's going to be demolished and not immediately replaced, I think we should require a demolition permit for a relatively low fee, just so that we can better communicate these to the county building department.
Okay. Any comments from the members?
If it helps the communications, then maybe that's a good idea. I think that sometimes when a person has a house and say it burns down and the building on the property is still good, and if they're going to rebuild or whatever the changes are, at least you have a way of knowing that it's going to happen and could get included in the communication. So it sounds like it'd probably be a good thing to have.
Okay. Daryl, Amy, or Bailey?
Yes, I agree with John.
I don't have any problem.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay, so if we're all in agreement with this, I would assume that what we want to do then is make a motion, and correct me folks if I'm wrong, is to make a motion to set a public hearing for next month on section 1101G.
I think you're asking for a motion. I will make a motion that we set that for a public hearing.
Okay, I got a motion. Okay, I've got a motion on the floor to have a public hearing in July on 11.01G. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Who was that, Bailey?
Daryl.
Oh, okay.
Daryl.
So, Lori, you get that? We got a motion on the floor for a public hearing set for 11.01G for the July 13th meeting. And John made the motion, and I believe Bailey seconded.
No, I said.
Right, Amy?
Oh.
Yes.
Was that Daryl?
Oh, Daryl, you seconded it.
No, I
I'm
seconded it.
sorry, Daryl. My bad. Okay, we got a motion to set a public hearing. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Lori, roll call on the motion to set 11.01G to a public hearing.
Amy?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Daryl?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Chairman?
Yes. Okay. So we have a public hearing on 1101 at the July 13th meeting. Okay, folks. The next one is on section 2508 and 2510. Richard, you're up.
This was simply a correction we found where things were not properly stated for some number of years in section 25. I don't believe we need to hold public hearings. These are obvious clerical errors when we compare these paragraphs in section 25 with light paragraphs contained in section 26, which is heavy industry. So I think we just need a motion to order the correction of these clerical errors.
That's correct, Rich. You just need a motion and a vote to approve those changes since they're clerical. And then once we approve them, it'll be in the minutes and those are fine. They don't have to go to public hearing.
Okay, legal, thank you.
Hmm?
Appreciate that. Okay, any discussion from what Richard said about 2508, 2510? Hearing none, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is Daryl. I'll make the motion.
Okay, Daryl's gonna make a motion to approve, correct?
Yeah.
I need a second.
I'll second.
Amy seconded. Any discussion on the motion to approve the clerical changes? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Bailey,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chairman.
Yes. Okay, motion carries to approving the clerical, I'm sorry, go ahead. Approving the clerical errors on 2508 and 2510, which will be reflected in the minutes. Okay, the next under old minutes is section 20. Richard or Harley, you're up.
No.
Okay, we're on section 28, folks. Staff report for 28.
Easy report. Absolutely no progress in changing the sign section.
Okay, that makes it nice. If anybody has an objection, then you want to just table it to the next month's meeting under old business.
Yeah. We have a new wrinkle in this thing. I've got to try to streamline this section now to hopefully limit the number of different sign applications we have to log into the new software. So I'm trying to reconstruct this section in a way that will assist in keeping that number as low as possible. And is that feedback coming from me, or where's it coming from?
No, it's all over. I don't know, Rich. Anyway, okay, if anybody doesn't have an objection, we'll table this section 28, and we'll look forward to the staff's changing, and we'll look at the staff's draft for section 28. Okay, we'll move on to number 8. We didn't have public hearings. We have no items to be held for public hearings. So we just made a motion on 1101. If I'm correct, we'll go to zoning inspector's report. Richard.
Guys, we're nice and busy in the zoning office, and the coronavirus has had its nasty little impact there too. People have too much time on their hands, and they're dreaming up all their projects to do in their yard, and nothing conforms to our zoning regulations. So we have a lot of discussions and 10 or 15 emails per permit going back and forth, with people needing to know, well, why can't I do that? So anyhow, things are nice and busy. We're not bored. We still have a lot of problem properties out in the township that we've got to find a way to get cleaned up. And in the midst of this, the software company that's going to furnish our new software is putting a lot of demand on Harley and I right now to validate things that they've been working on that are up and running, and to provide some controls and some new information on some other forms that we haven't gone to the validation process with yet. So, you know, on one hand, it's exciting because there's a lot popping, but on the other hand, it's frustrating because we're having a very difficult time keeping up. So that's it from my perspective. If Harley wants to upload some on you, I think she should have that opportunity.
Harley, anything to add?
No, I have nothing to add. We've got more than enough going on right now.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, any other further business to come before the commission? Wow, that was silence. Okay, so since no, go ahead.
I'm having trouble keeping the mic on.
I know, so am I.
And I've had trouble getting in.
Okay, folks, if we have no other further business coming before the commission, I'll have a motion for adjournment, and the next meeting is Monday, July 13th.
Are you waiting for a motion?
I'm waiting. Anybody have a problem with adjourning the meeting right now?
No.
No.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock, and the meeting of June 8th is adjourned. Next meeting will be Monday, July 13th, 2020. Thank you very much, folks.
Good night,
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, thanks.
Okay, folks, thank you. Bye-bye.